Hey guys, Clumsy here. Welcome back to ATS. Quite a different episode today, but I'll tell you all about it in a bit. And I'll tell you about the mods I'm using as well. We are starting off in Denver, back in Colorado now, and going to travel via the I-70 West here, one of my most favorite routes in the game, because it is very scenic. It gives us perfect opportunity to hear the Jake brakes in action. Anyway, let's get started using Zeemod's Cat 3406E engine sounds this time, coupled with Viper's Peterbilt 389. Engine sounds have been lessened a bit so that at least you can still hear my voice. But we'll see if we need to adjust it, okay? You guys let me know. So, Viper's Peterbilt 389, I think is not compatible anymore officially with 1.39. If you look at the Steam Workshop, we are actually, you'll see that it says there in the title, not 1.39 compatible. Something like that. But thanks to the amazing community members, we have seen how to make it work. So if you look at the mods list, link is in the video description. There is a link there to the SCS forums where someone guides you on how to make it work. So you'll have to modify some files manually, but you can make it work like so, like what you see here. Okay. I know a lot of people are very fond of this particular truck, me included. Can you open? Thank you. So anyway, what is the purpose of this episode? Well, to drive around, of course. But in addition to that, I am in a bit of a dilemma, if I am going to be completely honest. I'm in a bit of a, how would you call it? Mental rut, writer's block, however you want to name it, but you get the point. So if you guys noticed in the channel, recently, the videos in the channel have been mainly about new mods, new updates, new stuff basically, right? So when there's something new, I try and feature it. And I've been focusing on these mod spotlights, game updates, new features and stuff like that, both in truck sim and flight sim. And I've been focusing heavily on them. Is that for this one? I hope not. Okay, let's run away before the train arrives. So yeah, I've been focusing on truck sim and flight sim and on all the updates. And that's what I mentioned in the beginning of the year, that I'll be trying to focus more on truck sim and flight sim, go for depth rather than breadth. Is that the term? Not sure if I will be sticking with that decision long term, but I think I'd like to mix it up a bit. So I need your help, your comments, your suggestions, because I'm thinking of new things to feature in the channel. Not particularly new games. I'm happy to stick with ATS 2, Flight Sim 2020, because I love these sims. But I think I need new ideas. Oh, red light. Oh, they let us go. Thank you. But I think I need new ideas because I am growing it's quite exhausting chasing after the updates. Basically, what I want to do is I want to start a new series. A new series where I'm not so dependent on updates, you know. I can, like, there is something to strive for. a series where we have a goal, or a series where we have an objective, or something that we would like to do, and we can make multiple episodes, a long-running series out of that. And if there's an update that comes, then that's great. If there's nothing, then that's fine. We continue on with our episodes. So we're not too dependent on what's happening, what's changing, as long as the game doesn't break. You get what I mean? And there was a time in the channel where we were like that. If you guys remember, if you were here during that time, or if you've tried to catch up with it, I still get a lot of comments from those videos. If you remember, I had a series both in ETS2 and ATS for that. Season 1, Season 2, Season 3. I'm not sure how many seasons I've gotten in ATS. Season 3, I think, was the last one. In ETS2, I think we reached around 200 plus episodes. So I think it's time to start a new series. But my main problem is, it's kind of, how do you say, we're in the middle of nowhere right now. So I'm sure that I want to start a new series, whether it's ETS2 or ATS, I'm not yet sure. So that one I need your points on. If we were to start a new series, as a new career, a new profile, starting from scratch, would you rather see something in ATS or ATS2? Right now, I am more inclined to say ATS, because ATS is where the exciting things have been happening mostly. That's why I'm playing ATS now. So I'm quite partial to ATS, but I'm open to suggestions. The main problem is the timing. So I know I want to start a new profile, but I don't want to start a new profile now. I want to wait for a bit, hopefully not too long, because I want to time it with the 1.40 update, when we get new graphics, new lighting. And I'm not sure if that's really something I need to wait for. I think it will be more dramatic, yes. You can even think of like a series name that coincides with the 1.40 update, so it will be great. It will be perfect timing. I'm just not sure if we can wait that long. So that's where you come in. You help me out, because whatever I do, well, you guys will be the direct beneficiaries, right? So you will be the ones watching. So it will be great to hear your opinions on it. Oh my goodness, this looks so beautiful. JPX graphics, by the way, guys. Huge fan of it. Not only for the weather, the skybox, but the textures. The texture changes. Add to that the NVIDIA Profile Inspector tweaks, which improve the anti-aliasing. And you have an amazing game/sim. Okay, anyway, so that's where you come in. I need your inputs, what you would prefer. So if you were to start a new series, a new profile, would you want it ATS or ATS2? And would you rather we start one now or wait for 1.40, where it will be more dramatic, more in line, like starting fresh, really, in terms of the profile, in terms of the economy, the company, and in terms of the visuals. Everything will be new. So I'm not totally sure which direction I want to go, but yes, so this is where I'm stuck. And right now I'm having difficulty looking for ideas for videos to record. So as you guys might know, I have the channel. In the channel we release videos daily, almost daily. From time to time I skip a day or so, but I think for the most part, if there were, let's say, 365 days, there would be a video coming out like 360 out of those 365 days, something like that. So it's almost daily. But recently I'm starting to, it's not that I am getting exhausted, it's more that I'm running out of ideas. And I think it's mainly because I'm very dependent, as I mentioned, on the updates. So when there's a lull, as there always is from time to time, then I have a hard time featuring new stuff. And sometimes it's hard to find new stuff because I don't want to feature new stuff just for the sake of featuring new stuff, you know. I want to feature them because I like them. I want to feature them because they're good. And I don't want to just look for something and feature it for the sake of featuring something new. So there's a bit of, how do you say, quality check involved on my side. And yeah, that's making it a bit harder. So right now I'm in that bit of a rut, and it's hard to find content that I like, that meets my standards, that I can show you on almost daily basis. And so I think having a series in addition would be great. So you guys let me know. In addition to an ATS and ATS2 series, in addition or as an alternative, maybe in addition, because I think I'm sure, yeah, I'm already sure that I want a new ATS or ATS2 series. I'm just not sure when and which one, ATS2 or ATS. So I need your inputs on that. In addition, I also want to start a series about something else. And this is a bit more open-ended. Yeah? Oh, there we go, the Jake break. Now you can't hear me anymore. Sorry about that. Hopefully you can still distinguish my voice a bit. 1 second, let me slow down here. Let's maybe Jake break on the lower rev so it's not too loud, even if it's less effective. 35 miles, cruise control that. Let the system take me the rest of the way. Man, isn't that a view? My goodness. Yeah, that's beautiful. I'll take a photo here later. So yes, I'm also thinking of another series, and this is where it gets a bit more blurry, a bit more muddy, because I'm not sure which game and what about. Like, let's talk about the game first, or the sim, depending on which one it is. I want a series. I want a series that doesn't rely on updates so much, so I can record as much as I can whenever I can. I don't need to wait for new stuff, and we can have that kind of progression, that goal, you know, that shared objective, that quote-unquote story mode. So one option, the most obvious option, is starting a new sim, new series on FS 2020. I'm not sure how. Maybe doing a series on Sky Park, leveling up there. If you guys are familiar with Sky Park, it's an economy system. You remember me featuring that in FS 2020. So it's like the economy system, a very simplistic economy system that lets you fly anywhere with whatever plane, going to whichever place you want. It creates jobs for you and you level up. Right now it's still in early access, so not a lot of things you can do with the money yet, but it's a good way to progress and continue on. So we can go with that. And we can participate with the events because there are many events there. So there's like, right now there's an event where there are nice jobs that are coming out from Japan. So that will be a perfect excuse to fly in Japan, you know, things like that. And then it's global. The events are varied. There are events that are in line with the holidays. For example, during Christmas, you had Christmas deliveries in snowy areas. So that'd be a thing, actually. As I'm bringing up these ideas, I'm thinking about it. So this is a way for me. This video is basically my excuse to have a video and at the same time think about the future of the channel and how we can improve and increase or add to the content. Oh my goodness, this looks so good. I remember this area with Frosty mod on and everything was white. My goodness, this looks a lot more scenic, doesn't it? Wow. Okay, so yeah. So I wanted to bring you guys with me on this brainstorming session so you guys can chip in as well, because as you guys might know, I try my best to read through the comments, to incorporate them. And although I can be a bit resistant, that might be understatement of the year, but I'm a bit resistant to change, so you guys might have noticed. But I try to keep an open mind. Try being the operative word. So, yes, let me know your comments. How do you feel about that? ATS or ATS2 series? Do we start now? Do we wait for 1.40? Okay. Ideas are coming up to me now. We can wait for 1.40 for the ATS and ATS2 series, but we can already start a new series as of now. A new series either in FS 2020 using Sky Park, leveling up there. That might be interesting. Going to different places, exploring new areas, and exploring different navigation procedures. Sometimes with ATC, sometimes without, depending on our mood. That can work. So we can start that kind of series now, or different game altogether. I'm also open. So if you have suggestions on having a long-running series on any game you think would be nice to have gazillion episodes in, progression, either if it's story mode or an open world sim or game. Ideally, it would be a sim, unless really a lot of people are. So how do I share? So let me say this way. The channel is simulator oriented by now, right? It has progressed. It has morphed through the years. I started things off in City Skylines, and then moved on to, I think I had a couple of Minecraft videos even, and then Ark Survival Evolved, things like that. And eventually, I found my place in the simulator world, right? So right now, if you look at the channel, it's very simulator centric. Truck sim, flight sim, bus sim, sim. You get it. So maybe that would be the direction to go, unless there is like a unanimous, not really unanimous, but very strong feeling toward a different game. So I'm not locking myself out of other games, but there has to be the interest there. Like, for example, let's say people commented, start a Transport Fever 2 series again, would love to watch it. Because Transport Fever 2, not strictly speaking, not a simulator, more of a strategy, maybe kind of a simulator, but sandbox kind of thing, right? You don't drive trains, you create train lines, create railroad tracks, and develop cities. But I'm more than happy to play that if you guys are into it. So you let me know in the comments. Some people might recommend, Death Stranding, story-based games. I'm not so sure if the channel would be ready for that, but we can see. It depends. It all depends on you guys, So I'm not locking myself to simulators, but I do want it to be relevant to you. And chances are you're in here in this channel because you are into sims. So if I move to something else, then that might not be your cup of tea anymore, and I might be pushing you away. So ideally, we stick with a theme. But if everyone is okay, or it's never going to be everyone, but if a lot of people are okay with changing the theme a bit, maybe bending the theme a bit, making it more outside sims, but still like a chill vibe, that's good for long running series, watching videos and playing while hearing me babble about on things like this, like what I'm doing right now, then that might be a great opportunity for us. So let me know in the comments if you have ideas. I can't promise to proceed with those comments, but I can promise at least to read them, try to react to them, and give my feedback as well, right? So yes, this video is very much a brainstorming session. Help me out, guys. Help me, help you. No, but yeah, I'm not sure when this trend started, but there came a point when there were so many updates. And I'm not sure if this has been going on for a year, more than a year, a couple of months at least for sure. But there have been so many updates in the entire simulator world, whether in truck sim or flight sim, that I didn't need any other series. I didn't need any series, period. Because every day there would be something new, whether that's a new DLC, a new mod, something, you know. And I would feature that because I would love to check it out, and that's great. And I would still love to continue that. Train, is that a sign? Train simulator can be a thing as well, although I'm not sure if that can become a series, maybe a more of a one-time thing or ad hoc, occasional thing. But yeah, so past couple of months, past couple of years, I'm not sure when it started. There came a point that the updates, the new stuff, could fuel every video through. But maybe it's time to go back to our roots. I kind of miss that progression, you know. I kind of miss that. We were discussing it during the stream at one point. What was that? I'm trying to remember if it was on stream or on Discord. But we were discussing something about the economy system. Yes. During the stream, during the recent flight sim stream, KM was here, and he's one of the, how do you say, founding members. He's not very much into simulators, but he was here when I was still playing other types of games like Transport Fever, those types of games. And he jumped into the stream and we got to talking about truck sim, about flight sim, and he was surprised that flight sim didn't have an economy system built in. So I explained to him, yeah, flight sim is that exactly, a simulator. There is no economy in there, there is no progression, there is no level, no money, nothing. You just basically play around with the plane and go places with it. And that's okay for some people, but personally, for me, I need something that keeps me hooked. Because I guess I would be hooked to some point if, for example, you put a new plane in front of me, a very nice looking plane that works great, that behaves like the real thing, study level plane, in short. You can put that thing in front of me and I will love it. I will learn it. I will do my best to study it and fly it properly. Right? So that will probably occupy me, I don't know, a few days, a few weeks, a few months. And that's great. But after that, then I'll need to, after I'm familiar enough with it, how do you say, like you would reach a plateau where you know already how to fly the plane. Of course, nothing is perfect, you're still learning every day, but you've hit that kind of, not peak yet, but that plateau where you've learned as much as you can and you're like 90% there. The rest of the 10% will be crawling along through the years as you fly, things like that. And it's so at that point, when I reach that point, the interest starts waning. I'm not sure if it's the same with you guys, but for me it's that way. So the interest, comparing the excitement and the interest when you're learning the plane from scratch, learning as much as you can, like acting like a sponge and absorbing everything, versus when you're familiar with the plane already and flying places and applying what you've learned, after some time, the excitement is different. The plane is still as amazing as ever, but the enthusiasm, the excitement is different. I am more excited when it's learning something new. So to sustain that, that means I would always have to jump to different planes to learn something new. And it's a bit tiring if you think of it that way. Tiring and expensive if you're talking about flight simulators, because in flight sims, payware is king. Not most, but many of the quality mods plugins are payware, so that has a price attributed to it. So that can be pretty challenging. But if you add an economy system there, then yes, that excitement of learning a new plane is always still there, but in addition, there's now an excitement of progression. It's not only the plane, learning the plane, that keeps you interested. It's also the goal, the objective in mind of leveling up, of earning money, of buying your own plane, of building your own empire, whatever it may be. But there is something to strive for. So that economy system or that progression is absolutely essential in my books. And thankfully in flight sim you have so many of those. In truck sim you have that built in even. Although one could say the economy system in truck sim is a bit still very basic, right? So after some time it doesn't really matter anymore. After you've gotten your enough trucks, gone out of debt, there is nothing else to economize. Pardon the term, but you get what I mean. So like right now at this point in this profile, how much money do you have? 63 million? Like, I don't care about the penalties, I don't care about the repairs. There is no more point to the money, and there is basically no more progression. At this point it has become a sandbox where you can do anything you want without any risk, without any progress. Yeah, so we've hit that plateau in this profile. And that's why there is that point of thinking to start over again, so that we can at least get that excitement back, that progression back, until the time that SCS builds on this economy system. So what's my point? I don't know, I lost my train of thought. No, but you get what I mean. It's something that I really look forward to, and I would like to tap that kind of excitement again, that progress. This is why I'm so fond of RPGs, of games that have levels and that show you clearly that your character is improving, your character is developing, evolving, and all the verbs you can think of. But yeah, I like that as a whole, not only in games but also in the shows, the movies I watch, the books I read. Those are my favorite parts. I think in terms of books at least, they have a term for it. Like it's a coming of age series where the main character, the protagonist, starts off as a kid in most cases, knowing nothing, getting exposed to the elements, getting exposed to the environment, learning, evolving, and becoming something out of nothing. And you see his journey, you see his challenges, you see his success, his failures, and you are in it for the entire ride. And that kind of progression, that kind of journey is what I'm looking for here in these games. In truck sim, when you start a new profile, you start from scratch, you don't even have your own truck, you take jobs from anywhere, do quick jobs until you save up enough, until you can loan from the bank. Then you have a truck of your own, but you're filled to the neck with debt. And now the next goal is to pay it off, and then to buy more trucks and to build your own empire. So those things, yeah, those are cool, but yeah, the problem is once you reach that point where you have your empire, then there's nowhere to go to anymore, and that's when it can start to get stale. And what will fuel you, at least what fuels me, are the new mods, are the new trucks, the cool additions, the nice updates, the new features. And that's what you see in the videos, because we've reached that plateau already in terms of the profile, the economy. So the updates is what I keep looking for, but yeah, it can get hard sometimes. So need your inputs, guys. Looking forward to your comments. Hopefully that made a bit of sense, and if it didn't, at least hopefully you got entertained, because on my end I like this session because it allowed me to just speak my mind and think about things. In short, a brainstorming session. And I'm not sure about you guys, we have a term in Filipino but it doesn't translate well, so I won't even try. But yes, there is an English equivalent to it, the sounding board, right? When you have a problem and you're thinking of a solution, it's great to have a sounding board in the form of a person, of people that you trust. Because just speaking your ideas aloud is already one thing. Is that a Freightliner FLB? Nice, didn't know that was an AI. Must be traffic maniacs. Or is that included in Harvin's Freightliner FLB? Anyway, so speaking your ideas aloud is already something that is an improvement. It's already a benefit because you can hear yourself, and if when you speak those ideas aloud, it gives you a chance to hear yourself and kind of react to yourself. Like you say an idea and then you hear it and then you think about it and like, that doesn't make sense after all, or that actually sounds good. So there's one aspect like that. So that helped me a lot already, speaking my mind. And you guys heard I came up with some ideas. They may be good, they may be not, but they are new ideas that I formed just by speaking my mind. That's part of the process. But the other advantage of having a sounding board is, you have other people who, from different perspectives, who can provide their inputs, and those are you guys. So you are my sounding boards. And we are pretty good in terms of numbers. So really looking forward to your inputs. Don't be shy. I can't promise to use those or like to go with those inputs. Some of the games you might recommend might not be my cup of tea, but just recommend them if you feel like you'll be interested in watching something like that. So focus on what you personally would enjoy watching. What would be the most interesting for you to watch? And that would probably be what would be good for me to make, as a content creator. 25k, that was pretty good. That paid a lot. Wow. Level 71 now. Yeah, look at this. Even if we level up, it's great, but we have all the skills, we have all the money, so there is nothing else to achieve, right? So it's good, it's cool to have a number, but we need something more. So anyway, looking forward to your comments, guys. Thanks for watching. Clumsy Trucking. Thanks for this brainstorming opportunity. Maybe we'll do more like this. I don't know. We'll see. Thanks. Have a nice day. Clumsy Trucking. And bye-bye. Love this truck. Beautiful.